Hello everyone, this is Cindy and I'm getting ready to start my entry for the challenge, the February Fabric Junk Journal Challenge. And here's the hashtag, FFJJC. It is being sponsored by Dear Julie Julie, and there is a Facebook site, so if you want to go check it out, join this Facebook site. Anyway, we have to use fabric 15 different ways in our journals this month, and the rules are on the Facebook site. So anyway, I've been thinking about doing this journal for a while, and this finally gets me to doing it. I have this 5-ring binder, the new garden book, and I've been wanting to do a botanical themed a journal, but the problem is this binder, and I didn't realize it when I bought it, the 5th ring is not in good shape. It just keeps catching and it's kind of bent. So I decided, I can't use this binder. I can use the pages out of it and all that, but I can't use this binder. So when I found this decorating book binder that had the rings in great shape, I thought I'll use that and somehow, cover the decorating part of it up here and just use it for botanical ones. So my idea was, obviously to cover it with fabric. And I had bought this is a curtain at Salvation Army a while back to use for this, and now I'm just finally getting around to doing it because we have to have a fabric cover for this challenge. So it's definitely going to be a challenge because I'm not much of a seamstress. So what my thought was, I'm going to lay this out. Can't really see. Lay this out and trace around here, and then of course give myself a little seam allowance around there and sew it such that I don't think I'm going to glue it because I just don't want the glue to show through this fabric maybe. So I guess I could test that first. But anyway, so my thought was sew like a little pocket so that this just slips up in there. Kind of like there's some pillows that kind of go like that. Or pillow sham. Yeah, kind of like a pillow sham. And that way, if you wanted to, you could slip it out and wash the cover if you need to, depending on what else I put on it. But that's my thought. So I think I may get some other fabric and practice with, just tracing around and getting an idea. But I think it will work. I'll just have trouble here. I have to figure out how to do a little hem or something there. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to start on it. Gluing might be my best option after all. We'll find out. I'll keep you posted. So thanks for watching. Bye. Hey everyone, this is Cindy, and I'm back with the finished cover, or the fabric part of the cover for my February Fabric Junk Journal Challenge journal. And if you've seen any of the other videos, or if I was able to combine these videos into one, and you've seen the first part of this, you'll know I'm using a 5-ring binder for my journal, and I wanted it to be botanical. And my botanical 5-ring binder's got a bad ring, so I'm using this decorating one, which I knew I needed to cover this cover up. So that is why I picked this for this particular challenge. Since we had to do a fabric cover, I thought I need a fabric cover on that notebook, so I'll just do that. And if you also saw any of the earlier part of the video, you know that I used an old curtain that I got at Salvation Army. So I was able to cut the pieces I need out of that curtain. And when I laid my pattern down, and I just made one out of some scrapbook paper, I moved the top of that pattern to the edge of the curtain. So I was able to keep this seam, and I was able to keep a side seam. So that meant I only had to sew the bottom seam and one of the other side seams, if that makes any sense. I did it on the sewing machine, and then I was able to turn it because you have to sew the right sides together and the wrong sides are out. So I turned it, and then in order to make this envelope shape, I guess you would say, I decided just to hand stitch it because that way I felt like I had a little bit more control. And I was just afraid if I took it to the sewing machine, I would get the sizing off a little bit. So anyway, it works pretty good. I just slip the front of the notebook in that one and just bend this back a little bit and slip the back in, and voila, the notebook is covered. One of the things I was concerned about was this right here, because I knew, working around these rings, there's no way I would be able to slip this cover over the entire thing. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to keep that seam that was already sewn, and then have this seam here at the bottom too, so it would give me a finished edge here around the rings, and it turned out really well. So it's just a little bit taller, but I think that's perfect. So anyway, now I get to do the fun part, which is starting to decorate. So I'm off to the next part of the challenge, so I'll see you later. Bye.